In this episode, I want to take a look at one of my models. Hi, welcome back to Aidans Railways. In this episode, I want to have a look at another second-hand buy I bought. This time it's a older Bachmann branch line, new super smooth V2 Gresley locomotive. Now, when I saw this, I ummed and ahed quite a lot in the shop about buying it because this is in the BR Brunswick green and it's green arrow, and I would love to have had it in its L&ER apple green, but sometimes you've just got to take the rough with the smooth. So I wanted a V2, I wanted green arrow, but unfortunately I had to get it in the BR colours, but you can't have everything. But I did get me V2. So this is, like I say, a second-hand item. It's in reasonably good condition. It runs very well. I did give it a very good service when I first purchased it. However, the box has seen better days, as you can see. Like I say, it is the older packaging, and you can see there, Bachmann being Bachmann, they've got a nice little image here and a lot of detail and history on the class to help you out when purchasing something like this. It's always good to have a bit of history towards the locomotive. But there's a few little bits and bobs that have been added to this loco, but we'll get it out of the box and we'll take a look. So, out of the packaging, polystyrene in the insert, so it's starting to show its age there straight away because as we all know, most Bachmann, Helgen, Hornby, all of the main producers, they all tend to use the ice cube plastic containers to hold them, which is probably a lot better than using these, to be perfectly honest. But we'll have a look at the tender. It's actually it's actually really quite light. Like I say, it is starting to show its age now. So we've got the BR Lake Crest in the Brunswick green and the line, and you can just see over here the line is starting to show signs, and over here of use over the years, and the same on this side. Now it's got the brake rigging fitted to the base of the tender here. It's actually even got the water pickup, which is a nice little added touch there. There isn't really an awful lot of weight to it. I've got to say, it is possibly something I might look into changing on this, because it doesn't quite have that weight. But the coal load isn't too bad. Realistic. I don't know why when they make these models, the manufacturers fill them right up, because let's be honest, once they were running, they were never that full once they were out on the tracks. But we've got quite a bit of detail in the top here of the tender, and at the rear we've got some lovely handrails, and we've got the steps, brake vacuum pipe fitted, complete with coupling hook. These aren't sprung or anything. The red leaves something to be desired, but I'm not too sure whether that's been modified by the previous owner or not. I got it at a very reasonable price, so I'm not too upset, because I think I might just dirty this one up and make it look a bit well used. I could do with cleaning these wheels by the looks of things as well. But we've got a mid-shape decoupling there at the back, and plenty of detail on the cab end of the tender here, with the handbrake and the water trough, water pickup as well. But you can see all of the toolboxes and things like that. Everything's there. There's quite a lot of detail for an early Bachmann one. I've got to say, I wasn't introduced into Bachmann locomotives until about the early 2000s, and even then when I picked them up, I thought at the time the level of detail was actually quite phenomenal compared to what I was used to with the older Hornby stuff. Bit of a basic drawbar to hold it to the locomotive, but it does the job. I could see it being quite, not fragile, but easily broken, but at least with the size of it, it would be easily fixed as well. But I'm definitely going to look into dirtying this up and weathering it a bit, giving it some real use, maybe giving it the later days of BR look to it. So I'll just put the tender over there to one side. Now, the Loco itself has got quite a lot of weight to it. You can see there, it's a very shiny Brunswick green. I'll just come and have a look over here. The transfers aren't too bad, and they are transfers from what I can see there on print on the cab side. I could be wrong, correct me if I am. And we can see Green Arrow's nameplate there as well. Now it's got all this lovely pipework and handrail detail, and all this detail along the top here on the running plate. One thing I did notice with this Loco, and you'll be able to see here, is the previous keeper or owner has tried to dirty up all of the valve gear and everything like that, and I'm not too happy with that, because it does look like it's been done rather shoddily, a bit of a mess, to be honest. But if I'm going to weather this up and give it the sort of last days of BR look, then I might be able to get away with that. Up the top here we've got, I'm assuming, what are the safety valves and the whistle here. Bit crudely painted, but like I say, for what I'm going to do to it, I'm not too worried. But you can see that these transfers here, they're definitely showing their years now. Business end here. So we've got the vacuum pipe, we've got a coupling hook, we've got some rather nice lamp irons, and separately fitted handrails across the front there, and even a shed plate. Let's see if I can focus in a bit better for you all there. Yeah, we go. We've got the shed plate there on the smoke box door. Got a mid-shape decoupling there at the front, and with a sprung hook. Now it's got pickups on the front pony truck. You can just see the bits and pieces here, as well as pickups all the way along, and even on the rear pony truck as well. The brake rigging has been fitted and is all present and correct along the locomotive. This rear pony truck does move, unlike your Hornby ones, your more modern Hornby ones. It does move and go around the corners like so. On the other side, transfers yet again, I don't know how well it's picked up on the camera, but they are looking worn. They're looking the age. They haven't aged very well, I should say, or handled very well on this particular Loco. I didn't pay an awful lot of money for it. It really was quite a bargain, to be honest. So I'm not too discouraged by all of that, because like I say, I'm going to use it to my benefit really when it comes down to modifying it and weathering it up a bit. In the cab end, you can see that for some reason it has two drivers. They obviously don't need a fireman in this Loco. Either that or the fireman is taking a rest. There's plenty of detail in the cab, but none of it is painted up. Maybe that's another job I could do at some point. Might be a little bit difficult with the two staff inside occupying the seats. They've been glued down. Very basic, but they do give a good look when it's going around. As you can see there, when it's going around on the track, it does give a nice, interesting look to it. It's got a bit of glazing in on the cab. It's nothing flash. I'm sure Bachmann must do a far more better detailed, I would say, V2 now. It's nothing flash. This is what I would call a very reasonably priced bargain V2. I don't believe Hornby have made them. I could be wrong, but I certainly don't know of any V2s that Hornby have made. So if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But it is what it is. It has got a good weight to it. It has got the flywheel gear drive motor inside, and it was a bit rough when I first got it. By the time I took it apart and gave it a good oil and the lubrication, I should say, in the places it needed to be, and gave it a good run on the rolling road, it became quite a smooth and reasonably quiet runner. It was very noisy and very jerky initially, and I didn't know whether that was because it hadn't been run for a while or whether it was because of the modifications paint-wise on the actual valve gear and coupling rods that the previous keeper had done to it. You can see then it's not the best weathering technique that's been used. I suppose if you're going to make something that dirty, you need to make the rest of the locomotive that dirty as well. But it's still a nice loco, and when it's placed together with its tender, you can see it does look very nice. I'll admit I would like to have had it in the L&ER apple green. How I remember seeing it running in preservation prior to staying in the National Railway Museum. I remember seeing it on the Setland Carlisle quite regularly when I was younger. That with the Great Marquess as well. So, you know, if a one comes up at the right price, I might be tempted to get an L&ER apple green one. But for the time being, this will do the job. If one does come up and I do purchase one, I probably won't get rid of this. I'll probably simply change its running number and change its actual name if need be. But I'll have to look into that. But otherwise, very nice loco. Can't wait to get the. This is a good time for 2020. This marks the beginning of the railway. Actually, all of the foundations of the railway are going to start to get built now, and there'll be videos coming up of all that as well. So it'll be really nice to start seeing these running around on the track. Even better, be able to see them running whilst doing these reviews. There's a lot of locomotives to go through, both steam, diesel and electric. So we're going to make our way through them week by week whilst work progresses on the railway. But let me know what you think of the V2. Do you prefer the V2 Green Arrow in BR Brunswick Green? Do you prefer it in the L&ER Apple Green? Let me know. Would you keep it gleaming clean like this, or would you go for, bearing in mind the state of the transfers and the motion, would you go for weathering it? It's what I intend to do, or at least I believe I'm going to intend to do. Purely because of that, it seems easier than trying to clean all of that motion up. Let me know what you think about that. So as always, I'll just put this here. As always, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the content of the V2 today, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, let me know that you enjoyed it or that you like the V2. Also, similarly, if you want to comment on any of the things I've just said, I do like the comments. It's a good way of communicating with the viewers. So if you want to comment, I will respond as soon as I can. Obviously other things sometimes get in the way, but I do respond to all of the comments. Do that, please. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe. When you subscribe, you can press the subscribe button. If there's a bell next to it, press the bell. You don't have to have it so that it'll notify you immediately. It gives you the options. You know, it'll notify you sometimes, or it'll notify you immediately of any content that's uploaded from the channel here at Aidans Railways. But for the time being, there we have the Bachmann V2, the older Bachmann V2, I should say, Gresley Green Arrow, BR Brunswick Green 60800. Let me know if you've had one and so on, and I will be back again soon. Bye for now.